All right. Welcome back to another episode of Lucas, Tigers, and Bronze. I'm back in Mexico tomorrow. I got to tell you, I came down with a little bit of like a nor'easter or head cold. You guys have a hurricane coming this way, and it's like been like this weird blend of weather. It's cold,
Yeah.
it's hot, it's cold.
We get it, El Guapo. You caught American. Well done. You were back here in America for a minute, and and now you need a sweater. Listen, you know what I was thinking today? I was thinking when I was a kid, my parents used to listen to 1010 Wins New York. I think it's still a radio station, AM news station, right? And they had this really cool slogan that I didn't understand as a kid. It said, 1010 Wins, you give us 22 minutes.
We'll give you the
world. Yeah, you've heard it, right? We'll give you 22 minutes. We'll give you the world, right? A little globe for those of you on YouTube. A little prop I brought in today.
What was the show?
It's 1010 Wins New York. It was an AM radio station, right? I'm sure it's probably either different call letters or whatever it is by where you grew up. But it was like a news program. It was like, you give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. I used to think like 22 minutes. You give me the whole world? Like that's a lot of money. Like that's cool stuff. Like I'll give you 32 minutes. I was a stupid kid. I didn't even know what the hell they meant. But I was thinking about that the other day, and it applies to our show, man. We do a pretty good job. I mean, I talk too much, so there's no way we'll ever get this done in 22 minutes because I like the sound of my own voice and everything. But
when we first started, we wanted this to be a quick hitter, 22 minutes. I think the first episode was 15. The second was 22. Third was an hour.
We'll give you the world. But I like that. We get to give folks the world. We get to give everybody the world. So what's going on in your world today? And don't give me this sob story baloney about you don't feel well and you got a head cold. Nobody wants to hear that shit, man. Nobody wants to hear about your problems. Everybody tunes in here to get the Yogi. They get the Andrew. They want if you're in a bad mood, you can step off camera for a second. You can find the Wacky Wheatus. You can take a big toke and come back on, and we get the happy Andrew. We get
I have my blend of as Joe Rogan calls it, throw my kitchen sink at the sickness. So I go sauna.
Nice.
I drink hot tea with lemon and honey.
Okay.
I toke a little bit, rest. Toke. Then I go for a run.
Midnight toke? Are you a midnight toker?
Day. And then I take emergency, and I'm good to go. I'd say I'm at like 92%, but I was going back, and today I had a little bit of a chance to think, Cage. And
can I throw something else into this kitchen sink?
Sure.
You need to find a good Chinese food place by you and just get wonton broth. Just the liquid.
My mom makes soup that's infinitely better than wonton broth.
Really?
My mom made...
Does she really kill it with MSG and sodium? Because that's what you need. MSG will kill anything, man. It's good time.
She made bone broth before bone broth was cool.
She made bone broth before bone broth was cool? All right, well, give it up for mom.
I realized, like, a lot of people don't have, like, the recipe or remedy for sickness. And, like, Russian households, we never go to doctors. So we just have, like, these ways of curing. Mm-hmm. Honey and lemon. We put vinegar and a towel on our heads.
Vinegar and towel. You must smell amazing after.
It works, man, dude. It works. And bone broth is a big one. We call bouillon.
There's a lot of people out there who will probably call me a lunatic, but I do not like doctors. I'm with you. I mean, my arm's about to fall off right now, still from the national. I mean, we're talking months now, and I'm not going to the doctor. My arm will fall off. I don't care. I'll go to a doctor. They'll find all kinds of things wrong with my ass, and I went there for the arm. So I don't need to deal with that stuff. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. It's all about the home remedies. It's fine.
It really is. But I was thinking, like, I was kind of thinking back to when we first started, and I realized our audience conditioned me.
Ooh.
Subconsciously. Anytime I think of Tyler Hero
is better. Shampoo is better.
Anytime I think of Tyler Hero, I instantly think of soccer plays. Because one time I gave Tyler Hero play 3 times in like 2 weeks, which, by the way, I told you guys he's going to have a resurgent season, and he is. And by the way, John Morant.
That was my play. Don't go. That's my play. You better not be giving it.
No, he's not.
He is. That's my play.
John Morant is my play. 35% from the field.
I don't care. Well, I don't want to steal your soccer play, but John Morant, guys, I'll give you my play in 30 seconds. I don't even care what card you buy. Right? I think there are auctions available on even like PWCC's monthly auction. There's a blue prism available. There's like some really nice ones of him. Don't buy a base card.
How is he different than Westbrook?
Westbrook was king for a little while, right? If you invested in Westbrook at this stage of his career that Morant was at, and then sold your Westbrook cards when he was having his triple-double season, you made bank. So he doesn't even have to be better than Westbrook or different than Westbrook. And I actually think he's more athletic than Westbrook. I think he's got that crazy dunks, that crazy hops. I think he's a human highlight reel, which am I saying he's going to be the next LeBron? Absolutely not. But am I saying that you're going to have 10 different price point exits between now and then on Ja? Definitely. And he's right now, he is exactly what the game is about. Those clips, those video clips, those instant edible, watch this on a reel. It's only 15 seconds. Watch him swoop through the lane with his little dish off the backboard. It's amazing what he's doing.
It's called jelly.
Jelly? I'm jelly? I'm jelly.
Jelly.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
You never played
I don't think you're ready for this jelly because my body's too bootylicious for you, babe. No? Should I stop?
It's Destiny's Child.
Yeah, well,
I think.
There were a lot of children there, but Beyonce's the only one that mattered. She clearly was the favorite child. But so here's the deal, yo.
I think Kobe went to prom with one of the other Destiny's Child girls. I'm not sure. Maybe Brandy. Keep going though.
Brandy was not in Destiny's Child.
Is that right?
No. She was Kelly Rowland was in Destiny's Child. Did he go to prom with Kelly Rowland?
I don't believe so, but that's a great recall.
It's a great pull. Michelle was the other one. I'm blanking on the last name. But Kelly Rowland had some success, I think. But yeah, man, I mean, it is what it is. I better stop talking about Beyonce before Jay-Z puts a hit out on me. It's no good.
Did you see that clip of how often do you see something like that? Like Jay-Z and LaMelo were talking, and then LaMelo walks away, and Jay-Z's like, yo, let me holler at you a little longer. Did you see that?
No, but I saw Jay-Z's daughter trying to get an autograph from LeBron.
You disregard everything I said.
No, I didn't disregard it. You asked me if I saw it. I said no, but I saw this. That's not disregarding it. If I did happen to see it, then I would have said I saw it and we could talk about it. Or if you like, we can go back to that and you can tell me more about it because I did not see it. You have a follow-up?
Who do you think has a better career? LaMelo or Ja?
Jay-Z. Clearly a much better career. LaMelo or Ja? You know, right now, I would say it's 50-50, which is a real, horrible way of answering it. I think LaMelo might have a longer career because of the way he plays, because of the position that he's playing, the style he plays. Better career. Coming into this year, I would have probably said Ja, right? I think what you're going to have instead is that Ja's going to have a more peak and valley type of career. Ja's going to have higher highs, right? Ja's going to have those higher highlights, and LaMelo's going to be a little steady kind of player, right? A lot of assists, score when he needs to score, but he can have, a 30-point game and then follow it up with 2 12-point games because the team just doesn't need him to do it because somebody else is carrying the load, a la Miles Bridges the last game or two. But, yeah, I mean, I think they're both going to be very, very good players.
Who's more marketable?
Both about even, too. They both have negatives. The big glaring negative on both for Ja is where he plays. So that makes it very difficult for the NBA to market him in that team. But the second one, LaMelo, I mean, he's a ball, right? His father's a problem. His brother's not necessarily a bankable athlete.
Really?
And I think it's
they're not changing your mind?
No.
Oh.
No, they both. I think Lonzo, who I told you might become an all-star this year, and I think that's about the ceiling for him. But I mean, John Starks was an all-star too, who's collecting his cards. So, keep in mind.
Was that a shot at Bleecker?
No. I like John Starks, and in New York, he's a hero. All you got to do is dunk on the entire Bulls team, and you're
gave him a stogie.
I give him one of your stogies. I'll give anybody something that I got for free. Boom.
They're one of your stogies. It was for your birthday, bro.
I appreciate that. It was a great stogie, and John Starks definitely enjoyed it.
I'm not a big gift giver, but dude, you're a great friend. You're a great mentor. You're a great business partner. So I had to.
I appreciate that.
I would have brought back Coca-Cola, but I didn't check a bag. I brought it at the gate, and they said, we can't let you through.
Mexican Coke is good.
6 gallons of Coke.
Mexican Coke's good. It's got cane sugar in it. It's pretty tasty.
Take a sip.
It can put me in a diabetic shock, though, if I drink regular soda. I drink only diet. So here's the fun, right?
Tell me the fun.
Ja.
I think people are going to get on the Ja bandwagon, man. They're going to watch. People who are not – so I think a lot of collectors don't watch the games. I think they watch the highlights. I think they look at the box scores. I don't think they care too much about things like PER. Otherwise, Michael Porter Jr. would be worth a lot more money. So would Anthony Davis and some of these other guys where PER and per 36 minutes and all these other stats that statisticians like to throw around but common fans don't give a shit about.
would matter. Instead, what they like is those highlight reels. They like, okay, Ja scored 40. Look at the hops on Ja. Look at this dunk. That's why Jalen Green is the front runner for Rookie of the Year right now.
What'd you think about that?
He's flying.
So
What do I think about it? I think the team's down by 20 points, and he's dunking and yelling.
I got to be honest.
Scoreboard.
As a collector, that something like that instantly turns me off.
Really?
Yeah, I hate that.
Okay, ladies, because he's single, eligible bachelor number 1, Andrew Goldberg, has just told you one of his biggest turnoffs. So, ladies, if you happen to be playing in a basketball game where the opposing team is up by 20, do not jump 11 feet in the air and dunk a ball and yell. Otherwise, you will turn off eligible bachelor number 1, Andrew Goldberg. There's your word to the wise today, ladies. All of the 3 of you that are listening.
So you guys know Monday is my favorite day of the week.
Oh,
Monday is Cage's least favorite day of the week, and you're seeing the brain dump that's coming out live.
Dude, I just had a bottle of soda while we were talking before the show, so I am hyped up. What a great
You
weekend.
like that as a collector? Well, dude, you know who I like as players. I like Giannis.
He plays for Houston, and they're not going to have many highlights during the year anyway. It's like playing for the Texans this year. Hey, Houston, not a good year to be a Houston sports fan, I guess. I mean, maybe the Houston Texans not looking so hot. The Houston Rockets not looking so hot.
Astros are in the World Series.
The Braves are about to embarrass the Astros. Come on, you just cut my legs out from under me. I set that one up so good, and then this is the World Series. Of course, I was getting there, you bum. So anyway, stupid Astros, fucking garbage cans. I just cursed, and I don't even do that often. I apologize. Please don't leave us bad negative reviews.
The Astros bring it out of me. What bothers you more with the Astros, the garbage cans or the buzzer?
Look, I got to give the Astros credit, man. They made it to the World Series. You play who's in front of you. They lose talent every year. They're going to lose more talent every year. And teams like the Astros and Tampa, although Tampa lost earlier this year than I expected them to, they just find a way to continue to put a better team out there and win and get there. And it's impressive. It really is an impressive thing.
Without their ace, without really 2 of their aces. Wasn't Garrett Cole on the Astros for a minute?
He was, but he never won a series with them, which is the crazy part.
And Justin Verlander, right?
Verlander, yep.
And Greinke's there now, but I don't think he's doing as great.
No, he's getting older. Greinke's been there for quite some time. He's been pitching for quite some time. You got to give him some credit. That Altuve, he just shows up when he needs to show up, man. It really pains me to say it because that's one of my more hated players now.
How important is this, Cage? So, like Aaron Judge, he's got to have a bigger strike zone than Altuve.
It's huge. It's huge. You see them in Little League all the time. Little kid squats down like this, and there's no strike zone. It's definitely huge. And Judge especially. Judge has the biggest strike zone there is. But you got it. Listen, you have to – he also can hit the ball a country mile, right? Because he's so big. So there's a trade-off. Your strike zone is going to be bigger. He misses home runs.
Country miles longer than a normal mile?
Yeah, it's a good mile. It's like a baker's dozen. You know what that is?
13?
Yay, you do know. Look, I love it. You're smart. I'm not going to believe what those people tell me over those messages.
I have a really high IQ.
I know, we've talked about it.
Joseph Whitting never lets me live that down.
Well,
but I was right about Sam Darnold having a very low IQ and looking like poop. And he has looked terrible.
Dude, you were right about that. They benched him. Talk about it.
He doesn't know the playbook, man.
I don't think he has the memory. But listen, a little early, whatnot, going into next week. You know who the Giants play next week?
Who's that?
Chiefs. The Giants coming off of a win where they look better than they have all year, and the Chiefs coming off of their drubbing. And the Chiefs, you want to talk about possibly a look-ahead game. The Chiefs play, I think, Green Bay after that, so they might be looking ahead. But you want to talk about like what I called the
bananas play of the week. Giants money line, huh?
Oh, I see. The Chiefs are going to score 70 points on them.
Dude, the Chiefs look bad. Well, let me ask you something. So, I don't how.
By the way, Ja Morant, guys, I like Ja Morant because these are the highlights. We'll move along and then go ahead.
Which card do you buy? The Hoops card, the Hoops Jam, like you always buy?
No hoops. I would stay away from the base stuff. I try to pick up something of his that maybe he's numbered, something like that. Like the blue one that's ending in PWCC is pretty nice. Obviously, that is a high-priced card. But yeah, I mean, listen, even a silver on him, even even some of the other like select cards, I think they're going to go up in price this year. I think he's going to have several games where, he is the lead-in on ESPN. Where it's like, did you guys see what Ja Morant did again? I think you're going to have that. And I think his prices are going to reflect that. I really do. I've already said, wow. It's like him and Curry have started the season with me going, wow, look what these guys are doing. It's really amazing. It's like artistry out there. All right, so Mahomes, talk about the Chiefs.
Well, how versed are you with like culture? Like, do you know Mahomes' brother at all?
I don't know culture at all.
Well, like, because he's
sometimes
not really related
to
culture.
No,
he's not really he's not in sports, but because he goes to all his games, like he does these TikToks, and they some of them look pretty ridiculous, right? And then you have his wife, who like tweets and argues with people online. How much of that do you think? And Mahomes is young, man. He's had a lot of success. How big of a factor is that, right?
I don't really watch TikToks. There were girls on my block the other day, and they were doing a dance out there. And my kids told me that they were TikToking on our block. They were dancing in front of some old guy's house down the block from me, and the guy called the police on these poor girls. You did
on the kids?
On the kids, cops
for dancing?
Up for dancing in front of his house. I don't know. He probably called the cops and said, "There's two girls here on drugs." Because it looks like, what are they doing? Bam, 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 bam. They're doing these like dances with their fists.
That's the TikTok. They should have recorded that
exactly. But I have to start watching more TikToks because I saw a TikTok today. It was a woman dancing in front of an Applebee's, right? And she's doing some sort of like Applebee's dance, and coming out from the Applebee's behind her is Shaq. He starts dancing behind the woman. Just comes walking out of a random Applebee's. Yeah, that's the content I'm here for. Shaq with like rib sauce, baby back ribs coming off his, and he was dancing. But yeah, that's on there. Okay, so you don't like that Patrick Mahomes' brother is on TikTok and his wife has a voice. You think her place is what, in the kitchen?
Not what I said. That's
you
not
think
what
she should be get to the kitchen and make me some pies?
You know what's hilarious, guys?
What?
We talk about cancel culture, all that stuff. I think Cage's goal is to get me canceled by saying things that I don't actually say. I didn't say that. I asked you a question. How big of a factor does that play, and how much of a distraction is that?
That's my pie. Yes, Devin, that's my peach cabbage.
This is either all-time worst or all-time best episode.
I'm gonna swing it to best, man. I am. People can be listening to this and they're like, "What the hell is going on?" Somebody snuck some catnip at the Cage of Soda. So you've talked about this, although some people have missed our Whatnot show, which is a mistake. You guys got to get on there. So you think that Mahomes' wife and brother's antics off the field are impacting his play on the field? Is that what you think?
Okay. Are you with me?
I'm with you, but I'm waiting. Normally, when a dude tells me he's about to pull something for me, I look the other way. I'ma pick you up in a Cadillac like a gentleman. This is Patrick Mahomes' brother. Jackson Mahomes. It's game time. Let's go Chiefs. All right, so he's doing a little dance on the sideline. He's cheering for his brother. Let's go Chiefs. You think Patrick Mahomes saw that and was like, "Oh, I better go out there and fumble the ball twice"?
I'm asking you a question. How much of a distraction is family?
None. Oh, family's the biggest distraction on earth. Come on, we couldn't even do the Whatnot show. Uncle Alfresco came in. Your uncle came walking in. I don't know who the hell that guy was. And no bike. Uncle Alfresco. Bing. Shot.
Uncle. Okay, so I'm going to try to catch this derailed train. I'm not sure how.
So his wife. What does his wife do? You show me a picture of his brother.
She
I don't get to see Patrick Mahomes' wife.
She's like the Durant of Twitter. I guess that's what she argues a lot with people, with fans and stuff.
She's the Durant of Twitter. Does she have a burner? Okay, so is that why you think Mahomes is really, really? Do you think maybe he was just not as good as people thought he was? Do you think he forgot how to play football? What do you think's going on with Mahomes? You know your stuff. People tune in.
I think distractions are a bigger deal than it seems because I think professionals it's a game of inches, man. They're all incredibly good, and I think we forget to realize that this is the top 0.0001% of all the people in the world in what they do. So the margin of error is really slim, and I do believe distractions and ego and a lack of concentration is a big deal.
Can I tell you who surprised me this week and who I'd try to invest in maybe if I find some of his cards, just for a quick I think he's going to last in the league longer than
how many bottles of soda, Coke? How many lines of
Family's distractions. You made that point. Now I'm going to make mine. You ready? I was impressed by Tyler Heineke. I was impressed by him. I was legit impressed by him. That was my lock of the week. It came in Green Bay -8. They won. They covered that 8. Pretty straightforward. But it was not because Washington wasn't a better team. Ron Rivera, what do they call him? Riverboat Ron, the coach. Dude is nuts. He went for on 4th and goal at the 1 twice, and neither time they scored at all. Right? He is.
How is that?
He was a
Isn't
Green
that trusting
Bay.
your quarterback?
No, he was a Green Bay gambler's dream. I loved it. Every time I was like, oh, he's going to go for it again. They keep stopping him. It's so dumb. What is he doing? And they kept stopping him. Even one felt really bad for Tyler Heineke because allegedly he's a Green Bay fan. He used to go to Green Bay Packers games with his dad. Obviously, Lambeau Leap is a huge thing. And one mistake he made. The dude had almost 100 yards rushing yesterday as a quarterback. He had like a 30-something yard run, a scramble. He looked like Brett Favre out there. But at one point, he was untouched going into the end zone, about to dive in, no one near him, and he kind of dives forward. And before the ball gets in the end zone, his knee hits the ground, right? Untouched, nothing, right? And he rolls into the end zone, and in live footage, it's a clear touchdown. And he runs, and he jumps up into the stands. He does a Lambeau Leap as an opposing player. I'm sure it was a dream for him as a kid. Maybe his dad was there. Who the heck knows? Front row, right? And then, of course, it gets called back because the rule, which is one of the dumbest rules I've ever heard of in my life, was, I guess, because he's a quarterback, he was, like, giving himself up.
Yeah.
How diving into the end zone are you giving yourself up? That is stupid. That rule
They're
will
trying to
probably
protect the quarterback.
There's no one near him. That rule will change. It's probably one of those like, giving yourself up unless you happen to be diving into the end zone.
Well, speaking of rule changes, what do you think of the Harden rule change? Because you clearly could see he's 50% of the player he used to be now that he can't draw these ridiculous fouls by jumping into a defender.
Until the NBA makes a rule that he needs to shave, I don't care what they do to Harden because he just looks ridiculous. No, I'm just kidding. It impacted Curry too, right? I mean, like I saw Curry like dive into somebody and he threw a shot up that went basically hit the top of the backboard. It's the same. Trey, a lot of these guys that drew those offensive fouls, which are ridiculous, the game is going to change a bit for them, which is good because come on, that's not basketball. You know, how do you? Oh, let me get him in the air and I'm going to jump into him and chuck a shot. That's dumb.
So I didn't know.
Michael Jordan would have averaged like 117 points if he was allowed to do that crap. He would come into the lane and people would clothesline him, and it wasn't a foul. So,
and he was pump fake. People would jump into him 100%. I had an idea. Tell me what you think. So, holiday season's right around the corner, right?
Yes. I went to the post office today to mail my whatnot stuff, and there was a dude there with 117 prepaid boxes in front of me. And he let me go, so that was nice because he's like, you only got 3 things in that prepaid, go. But I asked him, I said, dude, I don't know what your hustle is, but I need to know. Like, I'm a nosy guy, you know. What's this hustle? What are you doing? Whatever you're doing, whatever your COVID business is, you selling cards? What do you got? The big boxes. He goes, you're gonna laugh at me. I said, I won't laugh at you. What's the deal? He said, you're gonna laugh because it's not even Halloween. I said, well, what? He goes, I'm selling Christmas village houses to people. They're already buying to put their Christmas villages together by their trees. I'm like, all right, well, look, man, if you're making money on it, good for you. Literally boxes.
Why does he have this voice? Why does he sound like a serial killer?
I don't know. People sound like that. He's hey, I do Christmas boxes.
Not in Mexico. Not in human normal land. Maybe in Long Island. Maybe
Long Island. Say it right. Long Island. You got to say it right. Long Island.
So I had this idea. It's holiday season's right around the corner. A simple yes will do.
Yes.
Actually, Halloween's right around the corner too. So shout out to Blake. We were there Thursday. I bought a pack of Optic, and they were very generous. Thank you, Zadlow. Gifted a pack of Prism as well. And it got me thinking. Like, I don't open packs often, but I think people open packs regularly. And with the holidays coming around, I came home and my aunt's grandma, right? Like an extended family. I know she has 2 kids, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. They love sports, all that stuff. So what I decided was, what if, all the rookies, they could go to Star Stock because the kids don't care. What about the throwaways? The stuff you keep in your boxes. Isn't a great way to get people into the hobby, kids into the hobby? Give those away. But not only give those away, write a little note. And this is what I did. Write a little note. Say, hey, this is from this Panini Prism set of 2020. what you're going to find here is the players in the league at this year. What I think you're going to find is really cool is go on eBay and also see how these players' values go up and down based on their performance. Right? So kind of give them like a little tip. Write them a little note for these kids. What do you think about that idea, Cage?
The kids won't read it, just like you don't read my emails when they're more than 2 sentences long. But I love the idea. I mean, that's too long of a note. It should just say, now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Like a note from Santa, you know? That's what it should say, right? It's like something short and sweet and catchy, you know? But
who's texting you over there?
Jordan Ferrone. He just texted and said, I need some advice, was his text. And then he sent a picture. But it's on my phone, so I can't really see it. It looks like, if I had to guess, I think it's probably a Tiger Woods like autograph, you know, that out of 900, you know, the SP autograph one. So he's probably got a price and wants me to kind of like, you know, tell him what the story is and the whole 9 yards. So I'll let him know. It's a card I'm obviously familiar with because there's one on.
Is Tiger Woods culturally relevant? Cardboard relevant?
You know, he had a resurgence there when he won another time, but he's kind of stayed out of the spotlight a little bit recently.
Speaking of spotlight, it looks like it's midnight over there.
So you want to hang on one sec? I'll turn the light on. Okay, hang on one second.
I don't even know what to talk about anymore because you've cut me off 67 times in this one episode. So, guys, I'll talk a little bit about my play. When Cage will come back, he will make a lot of noise and stuff. World Cup. World Cup is 2022.
I'm back. You like that? Brighter?
Yep, amazing.
Yay! You want me to get some? I found some jingle bells. We're talking about Christmas here, even before Halloween. I can make some sleigh bells ring. Oh, you're listening. It's Tiger Woods.
You are the king of haircuts. You are a 10 out of 10 literally every single day. I've never met anyone who has better hair. Better hair by this definition that cooperates as well as you.
It does cooperate.
Rate my haircut.
It looks good. You want to know why? It looks purposefully messy. Like it's messy on purpose. It looks like it's got a little, like a chunk spike to it. Like you want to give the vibe to the ladies, like a little California vibe. Like I meant it to look like this. It's like an organized mess, kind of like your life. So anyway, is Tiger Woods cardboard relevant? You know what? He's kind of fading a little bit for me. He's one of those guys that, like, you know, we talk about it when these auctions happen. I always am reassessing my collection. I buy Michael Jordans. Should I buy this Jordan? I should have just bought a bigger Jordan. I like Jordan. I like Tom Brady now, although I don't really own too many Tom Brady's, but I will. You know, the goats of the goats are where I want to put my money now in cards. And you would think Tiger Woods would fall into that category. I know he has in the past. You and I have had conversations about my love and your hate for the Sports Illustrated perforated card of his, and, you know, as opposed to his autograph cards and that kind of stuff. And yet right now, I don't know if he's where I would put my golf money, or even if I needed to have golf money. Like I might go soccer. I might go Pele. I might go boxing, and try to add an Ali, or even a step further, I might even add a Tyson. That dude has remained relevant. I mean, he's like on the cutting edge of stuff. He's involved in like NFTs. He's got like a weed farm, which is great for you and the other kids. Go ahead.
That would be cool to do a podcast with him from his weed farm, by the way. I could see boxing make a resurgence in the next 5 to 7 years. I really can. What do you make of F1 having, 400,000 fans? Not even just that, like influencers like Logan Paul and those guys with $1 million followings or million follower followings will win for F1. What do you make of that? Why is it? That's talk about culturally relevant and cardboard relevant F1.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, we see celebrities at like wrestling events. You see celebrities also at like UFC events. There are fringe
Kentucky
things.
Derby, a lot of
Kentucky Derby. There's a lot of people there. I mean, I was at the Belmont once with over 100,000 people at it for a Triple Crown that didn't actually materialize.
Smarty Jones?
Gross. Disgusting.
Was it Smarty Jones?
I was there a couple of times. I don't even remember who the horse was because it didn't win the Triple Crown, so it doesn't make a difference to remember. You know, you remember only the ones that do. You know, but so here's the fun, right? I don't think it was Smarty Jones either.
It's a Philly horse.
Probably why it lost. No, so anyway, so here's the deal, right? I'm just kidding. I love you, Philly. You make great cheesesteaks and boys to men. And Yeah, Rocky.
We make great people too.
Brotherly love. You can't make a bell though. I mean, your bell's got a crack in it. So anyway, you guys like crack? I mean, it's just part of Philly. I mean, it's just one of those things. So, yeah,
Didn't
man.
you guys have a pandemic that the mafia basically ran your guys' cities and taxed the crack dealers?
No,
on
that's
every
just
corner?
Staten Island. That's just Staten Island. It's just
What about Harlem when it was on fire?
Dude, Harlem's the best. More movies made about Harlem.
American
And
Gangster.
Harlem-
American Gangster was incredible.
Does Philly have a shuffle? No, but Harlem does. Harlem has a shuffle. So, I mean, that ends the whole debate. You have a shuffle, you win. So what the hell were we talking about? Tiger Woods. We were talking about
F1.
F1. We were talking about
400,000
F1.
fans.
So I think it's good, right? So listen, I'm gonna stop the F1 hatred. I still don't own an F1 card. I bought one at the National, and then I gave it away like 10 minutes after I bought it. A gold card. It had Max Verstappen on it, gold out of 50.
You bought one?
Yeah, I bought one. I bought one there.
You have a Max Verstappen card?
No, I don't have it. I gave it to the kid from Slab Stocks. I think maybe Aaron's little brother, or I did.
Shout out to Slabstock's family because they're way
the best
deeper than you think. Yeah,
it was a kid I kept cursing in front of. I felt really bad, so I gave him a Max Verstappen out of 50. It was like one of those Grand Prix cards that had him on it, but like it wasn't like his card per se. It's a card with him on it.
You could stop cursing and then keep your money.
Yes. No, I just the kid was cool. He was nice. Plus, I like the Slab Stock guys. I like everybody. And I say that I like everybody in this hobby. I really do. We got to talk to Chris Hodge. We haven't really talked about that. That dude was fun. Christine SPC was fun. I missed Josh. It would have been nice to hang out with Josh. Bleecker is just a vibe. It's a lot of fun. Shai Wei was there. He's a lot of fun. We took a picture with him, and he asked us to say kaboom while we were taking pictures. So
Leighton, Zach, I mean, there's a lot of people. And shout out to Bleecker Fam. I mean, they're great hosts. Hootie.
Hootie's the man. F1. So I'm not going to hate on F1 because I have a new kind of thought, which is anything that brings people into the hobby is a good thing, right? Anything that keeps people in the hobby, anything that gets people spending money in the hobby and enjoying the hobby. If F1 is your thing and you're going to be buying F1 cars because you enjoy that sport and you want to collect it and it brings a real collector who enjoys the stuff in there, then more power to you. Let's get F1. Let's get people on it. Let's get celebrities in it. Let's get influencers on it. I got to tell you, I got to thank you because I got that from the Collector Series, man. Because I came about it the wrong way. And I went into it kind of mad, right? That somebody like Adam, the basketball card guy, has so many valuable cards because he was lucky and happened to collect basketball when no one else was collecting basketball. And the New England guys, they were lucky because they happened to be buying cards at the time when you just buy Tom Brady and it didn't make a difference. But how about this?
Tell me.
They bought what they were fans of, right? Dare I say, buy what you love. Everyone in New England loved Tom Brady. So they bought Tom Brady and it's been successful for them. It has worked out for them. That's that Cinderella hobby story that I think everybody's chasing, right? Adam, the Real 27 guy, who, by the way, love that guy. I bought a card this weekend, the Hoops Bams, not the Slam Bams, not the one out of 100. I bought just the regular at 250 because he showed that card off, and I'm like, that card is gorgeous. Like, I have to get one of these. I don't have one in my Jordan PC. I spent a lot of money because of that dude. But he bought basketball cards because he loved basketball cards. He was the guy at the shows who was basketball. And look, that's what he loved. That's he collected what he enjoyed, and now he's being rewarded for it with a valuable collection. If the people who are buying F1 now are not the me, who's going to buy a Topps Dynasty Lewis Hamilton because I think it's going to go 3x and I can sell it and drop it on somebody else. If the people who are buying that F1 now are the real fans, the people who watch the events, not just the one in Austin because it was the one in America, but all of the Grand Prix, all of the races. They watch it. They know about the cars. They know how many buttons are on the steering wheel, right? They know what's going on in F1, right? Those are the people who should have those cards. And if it's as successful as people think it's going to be, then great. Those people will be rewarded with more value in their collection because they bought what they enjoy. They bought what they loved. And that's the way I'm thinking now with the collection. And I thank you because the Collector Series 10 for 10 was your idea.
It's our idea. And we're a team. And it takes a team to do some stuff. So I got to give you a shout out because you got a family, you got work. So back to literally the beginning of the episode. So when I hear Tyler Hero, I think soccer. Right, because when we were doing in the first month of when we were doing our episodes, it's like Cage kept getting messages because people are intimidated by me, and I understand why. I'm a pretty boy that could box.
Ooh,
And
you can box now.
And I do salsa dancing, so I'm an enigma.
I had salsa for dinner last night. I had like a
It's
make your own
delicious.
tacos. It was a good time.
So they're like, does Andrew know anything other than Tyler Hero? They didn't used to play soccer. Maybe you could talk about that or something. So I was like, okay.
Fair.
I did play soccer. I actually know soccer better than anything. I don't know why I don't talk about it. So I started thinking 2022 World Cup, 2026 World Cup in the USA. Big stuff going on. And just today, Cage, David Beckham got announced as brand ambassador for the World Cup in 2022.
Nice.
It's a big deal. And I started looking at David Beckham cards, and shockingly, Cage, they're pretty inexpensive. So I hope you could help me with this because it's really hard to buy soccer cards. I think what makes Topps so easy is that they did have one card in 1982. So you buy a Montana or whatever.
That's right.
Yep. And simplicity, right? Complexity is the enemy of execution. We hear that all the time.
Boom. Love it. I'm going to make a shirt out of it.
Sure. Please do. So with soccer, you don't know. Do you go Panini stickers? But okay, that's Europe. America hasn't adopted those. Do you go Prism cards? Do you go auto? So I'm curious, is there anything that comes to mind when you hear David Beckham and what card comes to mind?
That they're all condition sensitive. Because people who collected his cards, do you know what they did to him?
They ate them.
They bent them.
Why did they do that?
Dude, you are dense.
You're on fire today.
Why? Why would they do that? Oh no! I've seen some of his cards. I've seen some Prism cards with his autos and stuff on them. Right? You're still going. You're like, I get it now. Bend it like Beckham. Keith Henning told me that joke. By the way, I've dropped like 11 movies in this episode. I am on fire. There are Easter eggs abound here. So, in any event,
it's like this one,
dude. I was like, did my battery die? Yeah, I've seen those. Exactly. That's a lot of money. I've seen cheaper ones than that. Definitely cheaper, but that's a Red Stars. That's pretty cool. Little color match going on right there. Oof, that's nice. That one I saw. Yeah, those. I mean, those are expensive. I think.
I would say, guys, just right off the bat, I would buy Beckham in Man U before I would buy him in a Real Madrid jersey. That's just that to me is pretty obvious. I don't know the right card. So that it gets difficult with soccer, but at the same time, guys, we talk about this all the time. Do your own research. Learn. Your play might not be David Beckham. Your play might be Pulisic. It might be what we were just talking about. Buy who you love and do some research because in the next year, who's going to have success? A lot of people say Haaland's team's never going to win the World Cup. I would argue you don't need to win the World Cup for your card prices to go up. You just need to exceed expectations on a big scale. So if Haaland is the goal scoring champion of the World Cup and his team makes it to the quarterfinals, that's a big deal. He doesn't have to win. So do your own research. Maybe we'll do another episode where we go into more depth in soccer. LAFC Gunnar might be someone we have back on because he knows this stuff as well as anybody, and I like someone to riff off of. My play today is David Beckham. But back to it. Would you go sticker?
No, there are other cards of him. I've seen cards of him. I forget which it is right now, but it reminds me of a lot of the other like Maradona type cards, like where it's like an odd name kind of card, and you're like, oh, that's cool. It's a Beckham rookie, and he looks really young. I'll find it. I think Golden might have had one. One of the auction houses definitely had a Beckham, and it didn't sell for that much money. I mean, did you see some of the soccer cards that sold in the auctions over the weekend?
This is an incredibly cool card, guys. So let me show you. Sorry about that, Cage.
No, I don't want to leave this thing, but I think there was $100,000 soccer card that sold. Not the Pele.
Look at this card, Cage. What do you think? 2006 World Cup. You got Beckham, Ronaldo, Zlatan. Pretty cool card.
Ibrahimovic. Zlatan.
How come they don't have a number here?
Because it's a panel, probably, right? So it's probably a sticker, a 3 sticker that goes in an album. It's probably you peel off. It's probably more than one number on it. But can you do me a favor? Like there were soccer cards that sold this weekend for literally 6 figures.
Where do you want me to go?
I mean, you might not be able to see it in. Just give me 1 sec. I'll come right back. Can you hear me, pal?
You sound amazing.
Nice. That's what I like. I like when I sound
You touched
amazing.
on this. I had one other thing as you're pulling that up. You touched on this. You said I'm constantly reevaluating.
I'm going to say this dude's name wrong, so I won't even try it. Cruyff.
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 Yep.
Right.
So before Cruyff, it was a very defensive and very weird style of soccer. So like forwards just attacked, defenders defended, and he kind of coined this concept of total football, 4-4-2, where you attack as a team, you defend as a team.
So he had a card this weekend. That sold
Jurgen Cruyff is a big deal.
$100,000.
Some other guys to look at, like we were talking about today with my uncle, and people don't realize he actually has a ticket stub of Franz Beckenbauer's last game on the Cosmos. So like a lot of people know Pele played for the Cosmos, Beckenbauer did as well, and Beckenbauer was, I mean, he's up there with Cruyff. Beckenbauer, I'll look up. I think he won 4 World Cups. Beckenbauer, it was incredible. World Cup. How many did he win here?
Schweinsteiger.
That's hilarious.
I just want to say that because it's really funny. That's what stickers I always got in packs. But no, dude, that Cruyff card, Cruyff sold for $100,000. Like that's gonna open eyeballs. It really is. It's gonna. I mean, that's not someone that the average soccer fan has heard of. Let me rephrase that. Soccer fans have heard of him. The average person buying soccer cards right now has probably never heard of him. Right? Because somebody like me is buying Pele and no one else. And yet here you're $100,000.
I was looking at Beckenbauer's accomplishments. Just I went down that rabbit hole. I'm back. I'm off of it. He won one World Cup as a player and one as a manager, actually.
Cool name. I like soccer. You guys, I will tell you, if you want to go back and listen to that LAFC Gunnar episode, the collector series that we had with him, it got my eyes open about soccer cards because of all the stuff that's coming up, right? All of the World Cups that are coming up, just the global phenomenon that is soccer. I mean, if you think F1 is going to take off, obviously soccer is huge already, and I think growing. There's a lot of soccer cards out there, a lot of great young players in soccer, which becomes sort of, you need that to move it forward, right? Part of why F1 is moving forward is Lewis Hamilton, right? When you have a face of the sport, you have a face of the brand, that helps. It makes it easier for somebody to collect. And
soccer needs a Dana White. That's a big deal. People don't give Dana White enough credit, but like, the governing body that puts these people in position to succeed. I know how the whole saga with his players and stuff, or his fighters, but right now the FIFA governing body is a little irks people. Sorry to cut you off, but like there is that, like, they have all the talent. They just need a changing of a tide, operationally speaking, marketing.
I mean, if Dana White went there, would we see Mbappe and Haaland in a cage? And if we did, who would win?
Dude, Haaland, easy.
Haaland would beat up Mbappe, you think?
Scandinavians are weird.
He's got a ground game, maybe. You think he'd fight better on his back, kind of thing?
You guys know I'm gonna get another heat. I'm gonna get more lemon of the week because I can't say one bad thing about Mbappe. Our audience, and you guys know, like, I love you guys, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll clap back.
Woo!
If you guys can't deal with nuance, you're gonna lose in life. Just honestly,
listen, don't talk down on our audience. They don't like that, and they're very smart and they love you. And then you come at them very heated like this, and you're like, "Yo, you guys can't handle this. You make fun of me because I picked Tyler Hero 11 times. I'm gonna go."
Well, I got a message like, "Hey, Andrew, you said
that's one person.
John Morant sucks. What do you have to say now that he's crushing it?" And it's like, dude, deal with nuance. I never said he sucks.
Dude, I got a message that said, "Hey, fat ass, you got 2 chins. You look like an idiot on YouTube." What am I? Should I yell at the entire audience about that? No, it is what it is. And then I say, "Mom, why are you watching me on YouTube? Just call me. We can talk anytime. Stop sending me messages like this, Mom." This was a fun one. That's an episode. That is an episode. John Morant, David Beckham. Don't bend it when you buy it because they're condition sensitive. Luca Nation, we love you.